Thank God it's Friday. Wow, it's almost 25 days down in the month of February. You made it through another month. Clap for yourself. Meanwhile, the world of sports is just speed, dexterity, and excitement. It is mind-blowing beyond the stretch of your imagination. This is Sports View on AF Television, your one-stop for everything sports. Ladies and gentlemen, call your friends, your enemies, your neighbors, even your village people. It's about to be a blast on AF Television. I'm your sports coach, Regina Monday. Nothing has changed so far. Today is our special edition. Yes, we call it the Sports View Specials, where we get to delve into issues of sports. I don't get to do it alone because two heads are always better than one, as we all know. Depends on the type of head, though. I'm not alone today. I have a babe, a fashion influencer, a sport enthusiast, a sport lover. Youth center, that's where you find her. A food lover, a designer in the IS. We're talking about Faith Omo. Faith, how market now?
Fine, though. Good morning, and I'm glad to meet you here.
I'm really glad.
It's a privilege.
I'm really glad. You won't dress past me, you know, respect yourself.
No verse.
Yeah, really welcome to the show. And this is Faith's first time here, but she's an ardent follower of sports, trust me. We have a lot of stuff for you today. We'll start from the World Sport News. Europa League playoff results. Europa League has started. This is actually the second leg. They're going straight. They're done with the qualifying stage, so you can guess how far they have gone. Then Sport News special today with our big topic. Today we get to delve into the issue of indiscipline. The topic is the rising rate of indiscipline in sports.
Sure.
Faith, I'm sure you cannot wait to get to that.
Sure.
I'll start with the World Sport News today. Faith is going to help me delve into the issues of this. In fact, things are happening. I was telling Faith before we came on live that I had to shortlist stories because it choked.
Sure.
Who they breathe? Who won't give who they breathe in their life? Okay, let me start with the sport news. The Nigerian Football Federation has described as unfortunate the incident that saw players and officials of the Super Falcons, that is the Nigerian national women's team, delayed for over 3 hours and subjected to distressing treatment at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, on arrival from Abidjan, Ivory Coast, after a triumphant African Women's Cup of Nations victory over Ivory Coast.
Sure.
Yes.
That's disappointing and humiliating. I just pray such incidents don't happen again. Sure.
Let's watch a video. I think, yes, producer in the IS, Mr. Thomas, a short clip of the incident. You should see it yourself.
No, we came back. We arrived at 12:30 from Ivory Coast, and this is 4 a.m. We're stuck in here, locked inside. We don't know what's happening. Someone should talk to us. Someone should just talk to us. Please. This is a Super Falcons. This is a national team. We're stuck in here for no reason. They're not letting us go out.
abin da suke a airport banda karɓar kuɗi da muka zo ma mun ga ta mu ba su kuɗi na mai mun je mun ciwo kwallo muna nan muna wahala.
After holding us for 5 hours because of COVID, now they're locked everywhere. Like, who does that? We are so angry. We need some answers, please. We arrived at 12:30. Look at the time. This is 4 a.m. 4 a.m. at the airport in our own country. This is a national team. No, we came back. We arrived at 12:30 from Ivory Coast, and this is 4 a.m. We're stuck in here, locked inside. We don't know what's happening. Someone should talk to us. Someone should just talk to us. Please. This is a Super Falcons. This is a national team. We're stuck in here for no reason. They're not letting us go out.
da abin da suke a airport banda karɓar kuɗi da muka zo ma mun gaji ta ce mu ba su kuɗi na mai mun je mun ciyo kwallo muna nan muna wahala.
After holding us for 5 hours because of COVID, now they locked everywhere. Like, who does that? We are so angry. We need some answers, please. We arrived at 12:30. Look at the time. This is 4 a.m. 4 a.m. at the airport in our own country. This is a national team. No, we came back. We arrived at 12:30 from...
Very, very sad.
Uche Nakalo in Nigeria International was seen rolling on the floor, probably out of distress. And the NFF has apologized, saying his lack of preparation, that the NNDC was not properly informed of the Nigerian players' arrival to the country.
Too bad.
Why do we keep hearing things like this in this part of the world? These guys played. They came in 12:30, like they said, 4 a.m.
I just pray such incidents don't happen again, because this is very humiliating to the NFF, to the Nigerian government, to the sportsmen and sportswomen. So I just pray this situation don't happen again. This is very humiliating to watch.
It puts the country in a very bad light. Moving to another story, the billionaire owner of Chelsea Football Club, Roman Abramovich, has been barred from leaving the United Kingdom. This follows revelation by Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny that the 55-year-old Russian is one of the 35 oligarchs who are championing President Vladimir Putin.
This is not so right, but as it says, it's an allegation. But I pray it doesn't come out to be positive, because it won't sound so right at all for a man of his state.
And you know, he has money. And you get, when you're in a big position, a lot, you could lose a lot.
Sure.
So I don't know, I just really hope it's an allegation. Like you said,
sure,
it could be really bad.
Sure.
Yeah, former Super Eagles midfielder Mutiu Adepoju and Shina Pella, a billionaire and House of Representative member representing Shein, local government area, has advocated that sport is a means to lure the youth away from crime, especially ritual killings.
I guess it's right. You know, sports is a lucrative career. So once you engage yourself in sports, and it's also time consuming too. So you see yourself engage yourself entirely on sports. So it takes you away from any illicit activities. I guess it's right.
Very true. You don't have the time to once you go home and resting.
Sure.
Then Arsenal, good news. Arsenal staged a dramatic fight back as 2 goals in the final minutes sealed a 2-1 victory against Wolves, boosting their bid to finish in the Premier League top 4. Arsenal's third successive league victory has moved them up to the 5th place as they sit just 1 point behind Manchester United, who currently occupies the 4th position.
That's so nice of Arsenal.
Really
we want to see more of them coming back so great. I guess that's so nice. I'm so happy for them.
Very true. Just 1 point now. Anything could happen.
Anything is possible.
Then Brazilian footballers stranded in Ukraine have appealed to the government of their country to evacuate them following the invasion by Russia. The footballers who play for Shakhtar Donetsk and Dynamo Kyiv, along with their families in a video shared on social media on Thursday, cried out over the situation in Ukraine.
Anyway, this Ukraine and Russian conflict is really very alarming. I just pray those people go back to their families safe. Because it's really they are really losing lives over there.
Speaking of something that caught my interest this morning, I was just something in the internet. Then I stumbled upon the news of a former presidential aspirant. I can't exactly narrow down his name, but he said maybe Nigeria actually needs war. That countries that participated in the war, that felt the effects of the First and Second World Wars, benefited economically from it. Maybe Nigeria's panacea might just be a world war.
Anyway, that's his own opinion.
It's his own opinion.
Sure, but when you experience something and when you hear about it, it's quite different. So I would say, why don't he, if he would have experienced such a traumatic turnout about the World War, I guess his opinion would have been more different from what he has said. Anyway, it happens.
Yeah, it's very easy to talk about what you don't know.
Sure.
Yes.
Experience is quite different from hearsay. Yes.
Hearsay. There's a popular proverb, I'm sure you can relate to it. I think it goes, the person that wears a shoe knows where it goes.
Yes.
People when they see the shoe, they say, I'm mad though. They don't know.
They don't know the pain.
Yes. In other news, UEFA is to hold an emergency meeting today, Friday 25th of February, to evaluate the situation concerning Russia's invasion of Ukraine. And this is as Russia is set to host the Champions League final in St. Petersburg in May.
Anyway, like I said, this Russia and Ukraine crisis is very alarming.
Yeah.
I just pray they find the solution to it, maybe a dialogue or whatever,
dialogue.
a peaceful solution to this very crisis, because it's really affecting economy, socially, education, otherwise, it's really affecting them.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes. Then, still on the Russia issue and the Ukraine crisis, Anthony Joshua's rematch with Oleg Kazakuske has been thrown into disarray as the Ukrainian World Heavyweight Champion's preparation is now facing uncertainty following Russia's invasion of the champion's homeland, Ukraine.
Anyway, my heart goes to the Ukrainian people. I just pray they are able to solve the issues right there.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say. I just pray they are able to solve the issues about the Russia and the Ukraine. I hope other countries will be able to help them out.
I'm not trying to foil the issues.
No, not at all. It will not really be nice if they foil it. So they should just create ways for them to be able to help the Ukrainian people. Yeah. Because this is very alarming.
Very alarming.
Lives are losing over there.
You know, this thing could go on to just, even years from now, you know the thing about football, even from the COVID, it took a while before sports itself came to stability.
Sure.
I don't even want to imagine me not talking about anything yet.
That would be so bad.
They will sack me.
Sure.
Meanwhile, Borussia Mönchengladbach have announced the death of Jody Bongard after he was killed in a fatal traffic accident on Wednesday, the 23rd of February. The 20-year-old had walked his way up to Borussia's under 23 over the past 9 years after joining the academy at the age of 12. Firstly, so rest in peace.
Sure, that's a very sad news. My heart goes to the family because that's a very bad news, a very sad one for that matter. So I just pray the family are able to find strength in this bad event that has happened to them.
It brings us down to, I'm not saying he was driving, he was drunk while driving. We don't know anything yet.
Sure.
But you know when we talk about safety measures, road safety measures, it cuts across different things. You get, you understand what I'm talking about here.
Sure. So I don't know, maybe if there are good road safety measures, at least maybe that could be able to reduce the accident rate a little. Yeah, good safety measure. Then it depends on the driver too. Yeah, when you're able to follow those driving laws, I guess that will also reduce it. We don't really know what happened, but with time, event will turn out. We'll get more information about it. Sure.
The Ukrainian Premier League has been paused for a minimum of 30 days after Russia's president Vladimir Putin launched a full-scale invasion on Ukraine. There will now be doubt whether Ukraine's World Cup playoff match against Scotland in Glasgow will take place as planned on 24th of March.
Like I rightly said, this is really going to affect sports a lot. It's going to affect sports. And it's not just going to affect Ukraine and Russia alone. It's also going to affect other countries. We over here in Nigeria are also feeling it. We have our brothers and sisters over there that are passing through all this. So we just feel and we pray that they're able to reduce all this. You see the world of sports now, things are going bad because of the crisis, and we don't really know what is going to turn out, but we just pray with time that they're able to find peace to it.
By the way, we
able to settle those conflicts.
No,
not at all. No.
We are moving on to the Europa League playoff results. For those of us that don't know, because there might be questions, the Europa League is actually UEFA Cup renamed. It's still the same game that has been going on for 51 years now. Nothing has changed, just a change of name. Still the same processes, the same thing. It started in, I think, 1951. That's been 51 years now. It's still the same game. Nothing has exactly changed. Yesterday, we had a couple of games go down. I'm going to call out the results. Dynamo Zagreb versus Sevilla. And then 2-3 on aggregates. You know, they already played the first leg, so this is the second leg. That's done on aggregate level. Serie A club Lazio lost 3-4 to Portuguese Premier League La Liga club FC Porto. Lost 3-4. Super League Greece team Olympiacos lost 1-5 to Serie A. Wow. Yeah, to Serie A club Atalanta on aggregate. That means they don't score anything in the first leg.
Too bad.
La Liga side Real Sociedad lost 3-5 to Bundesliga outfit RB Leipzig on aggregate. Serie A team Napoli lost 3-5 to Xavier Mendes' boys Barcelona on aggregate.
Anyway, we are looking forward to the matches. Are exciting. We are looking forward to more match and we'll see how they are able to come up with it. But now, let's sit and watch as usual.
It continues on the 10th of March. I still have two more results here. Scottish side Rangers beat Borussia Dortmund 6-4 on Aggregate.
Hmm.
Allard, wow.
Wow, that's bad.
Real Betis beat Zenit St. Petersburg, the Russian team. I'm surprised they don't even have power to play this point. Beat them 3-2 on Aggregate. Czech's first league club, SC Braga, beat FC Sheriff 3-2 on penalties, following a 2-2 aggregate yesterday night. Guys.
Anyway, we look forward to more matches.
Tens of matches.
Sure.
I'll be here to give you the fixtures for the game. I will not leave you on the streets. That was Europa League results. Then the matter of the day, we're talking about indiscipline, the rising rate of indiscipline in sports. Indiscipline in sports, it's very specific because certain things that might appear to be a form of indiscipline out there might not. For example, dancing, or you get it.
Sure.
In this sport has a set of rules and regulations that guide it, and breaching those rules makes it
Indiscipline.
We know Plester Cadbury currently has been banned for 10 years. Mr. Greenwood has been suspended. He's not even a FIFA manager 2022. You can imagine how bad things are. So, Faith, I'll start by asking, do you think there's an alarming rise in discipline now compared to before?
Yes, of course, there's an alarming rise in the discipline. There's an increment. Like you rightly said, we have the case of Blessing Okagbari, who has been banned for 10 years. So we also have the case of Trevor Boa, who plays in Angeles Dodgers, who is a baseballer. Yeah. He's been accused for sexual violence. There are so many other cases of indiscipline in the world of sports. So it has greatly increased compared to before.
Compared to before.
Sure.
I mean, I'm not so old, but I was very much alive then.
Sure.
And there were barely cases. We were just about goals, trophies. We were not hearing things like this.
Sure.
Then what do you think? There's no smoke without fire. We should always know anything, every phenomenon in life can be narrowed down to a particular factor. What do you think is the cause for this alarming rise?
Anyway, I guess one reason should be relevance.
Okay.
They all want to stay relevant. You know, there's a state or an age you get to and you don't perform so well, you have no choice but to retire. So those people, they want to stay relevant, they want to stay popular. So they try as much as possible to try anything possible to be able to stay in sports. So that's the reason why, I feel that's the reason why they do or engage themselves in these illicit activities or indiscipline in sports. Another thing have to do with influence and power. We know these people are powerful and influential. Some people feel when you are powerful and you are influential, if you do anything, you go away with it. I think that's one reason too why these people engages in indiscipline.
Do you think social media has, because this is the Jet age, the college generation Z, the Zoomers age, and everything is about social media, business are put on social media, trends on social media, fashion. If you want to make it in this age and time, you should have a spot on social media, you get it. So do you think social media has a hand in all of this?
Yes, of course. We have this TikTok application. We also have Facebook. We have Instagrams. You see the trendy things that are happening. We have sex tapes. People doing
albums.
So people engages in so many other things, and they feel social media is one way for you to expose yourself, for you to become popular. So you see people doing stupid things, so to speak, just to become very popular. Social media will have a very good hand on indiscipline. It does have.
Yeah, like you rightly said, even footballers now, they have large followers. Ronaldo has 400 million.
Sure.
Where are they following him to?
Sure.
Where are they going? Yes, like I'm not trying to say you are a psychologist or a pastor.
No.
Or even a doctor.
No.
But do you think there's a logic behind these crimes? I mean, considering the fact that there are huge penalties, Messi Greenwood was suspended for Manchester United after he was charged with rape and threats to kill. He not only raped the girl, he also threatened to kill her. Karim Benzema, following a case where he blackmailed a fellow player in 2015, he was asked to pay the fine of 75,000 euros. That's a lot of money. If you give me that money, I'll be out of here ASAP. Then Camilla, she's barely 16. She was caught in a drug doping scandal. President Cadbury, Thomas Muller, yes, is currently being dragged by the people for ethical freedom of animals for selling oil semen. The penalties are very huge. What's the logic behind this?
Anyway, you can't really say. You know, humans are complicated.
Yes.
We all have our numerous reasons to the numerous crimes. So those people who are in sports, they have their reasons to their crime. But I feel maybe one reason is to gain popularity or to stay relevant, just like I rightly said.
And do you village people, I'm so perplexed. Do you think village people have maybe they mark attendance or something?
I can't really say. Maybe.
Okay, let's move on to the next question. Do you think the level of discipline will be curbed if the penalties are made more serious? For example, if a player knows I just took drugs, I tried to cut corners, I might be killed, I could face firing squad, I could be banished from a country, I could be, even banned does not even seem to suffice these days. Do you think if the penalties were made more serious, these players, these athletes will understand to shun crimes?
I guess when the penalties are becoming more strict, it might go a long way. But my own suggestion should be more sensitization. These people should be giving orientation as to the do's and don'ts on sports. You know, when you are fully oriented, you will not say you don't know about it or you don't know the laws or the rules and regulations in sports. So I mean, more sensitization will go a long way. You know, some players might even claim they are not oriented, they don't even have much knowledge about the rules and regulations. So when you give more sensitization, you make them know the do's and the don'ts, and you make the laws more defined.
More defined,
Sure.
very true. Wow.
I think that will help a long way.
Well spoken. And this topic is a very broad one. We go on and on. But I should draw. This is definitely the last question. What do you think can be put in place? You talked about sensitization. How would this sensitization take place? Right in the younger generation, how do we go about this sensitization?
Like I rightly said, in the world, sensitization is going to help. But in the world of sports, especially football, we have academics where there are younger ones who are as low as, let's say, 10 years of age.
Even 5.
Sure. So you see, they can start their sensitization from those avenues, those young academics. You train those little ones, you tell them the laws, the rules, and the regulations in sports or in football, the do's and the don'ts. Why you are not supposed to do this, this is wrong, and this is good. So when you are able to train these children, you know, they become more conversant with it. So at least when they start from that younger age, when they grow up, they become well known to it, they become more familiar with those laws. So I feel sensitization from those younger academics is going to work. There are several ways to do it. It doesn't have to do with stricter penalties.
Yeah, stricter penalties. I remember even in school then, when I was in Uniben, one of the first things they did was they served me a very huge prospectus. So that way you know this and this. They could even go as far as printing books, having them translated to different languages. Just my 2 cents though.
Sure.
On a lighter mode, this is on a cruise level.
Okay.
Let's say someone tells you, maybe as a sport person, commit any crime, you go scot-free. They will not arrest you. They might not arrest you. I'm not there. What would you do?
Anyway, you said on a cruise level, right?
Okay,
no problem. You know, it has to do with relevance. Yeah. You know, most sports people want to stay relevant. So I feel those things are more common. That's the reason why they engage in crimes, in indiscipline, in sports. So it has to do with relevance, but like you rightly said, the cruise level. But anyway, at least we've discussed about the do's and the don'ts, the laws. We've talked about the the penalties that they've given, why it's not so wrong. You know, some countries have even, when they found you doping, they will strip you off your medals.
Yes, no.
Those are some penalties that are given. So at least we've known of that, and at least if I'm given the opportunity to be in sports, I'm not going to try that.
I think I'll push pasta up on the table. I don't know, but that is not even a crime. This is me being a very good fan. It's not a crime. George, wow, nice one. Thumbs up. Guys, this is a very, very enlightening topic. I've learned a lot about the issue of indiscipline in sports. I know recently when you go through your phones, you check news platforms, you check AF News, you see one celebrity is on one footballer, one sportsman is on the hook, doing one thing is doing for doing that one. Even the big names, people that you respect a lot, they are currently on the hook for committing one crime or the other. Why? We just talked about the rising rate of indiscipline in today's sports. It was really nice having you. But before we want to do us a rundown of everything we talked about today on the show, we did World Sport News, we talked about the NFF and the Super Falcons.
Sure.
Yes.
Which is very disappointing.
Very sad.
Humiliating to Nigeria.
We talked about Chelsea's owner, Roman Abramovich, being a part of, allegedly being a part of the Russian team, part of those sponsoring President Vladimir Putin.
Sure.
Yeah,
too bad.
Too. And then Shina Pella and Adepoju, former Nigerian player, have said sports is a means of luring the youth away from crimes.
I think that would be a nice move really. I guess they are right very much. for them to be able to help those younger ones. Because when you engage in sports, you find yourself so very busy. It's a lucrative career. So thumbs up to them. I hope they're able to achieve it.
You know, it's very ironic because we're talking about indiscipline. But these people are sport people now. You see the irony there, right?
Sure.
They don't have time. But Messi Greenwood has time to rape somebody. There's no logic. You see it. Then Arsenal staged a dramatic fight back. Arsenal is currently on the 5th place. They could win.
That's nice. That's nice. Thumbs up to Arsenal, and I pray they do more.
Yes,
they do more.
The
Sure.
Brazilian footballers stranded in Ukraine have appealed to the government to evacuate them. UEFA is to hold an emergency meeting today to discuss the way forward with in the matter this Ukraine crisis.
I just pray those people are safe and they're able to meet their families safely,
Yeah,
because
really.
that situation will not be what you pray for your enemy to experience. So it's too bad. But I pray they meet their families safely and they're able to evacuate that very place safely.
By the way, Faith, I thought your flights for Ukraine were scheduled for
Oh
today.
no, I missed my flights and I'm glad.
I thought you were supposed to have left.
No.
The last time we spoke, you said you'd be in
No, I missed my
Kyiv
flights.
today.
I'm glad.
Okay. And so Joshua's rematch has been just because, the Borussia Mönchengladbach's player Jody Bogard is dead at the age of 20. Ukrainian Premier League has been paused for 30 days following the crisis.
Sure.
The crisis, I tried to read it, but it's a very long story, and I don't feel like going to school again. So I'll just give up. We talked about Europa playoff results. By the way, Southampton will be playing against Norwich today in the Premier League fixture this evening. Please do well to watch the game. Thank you so much.
Thank
Faith.
you very much.
Yeah,
I'm glad to be here.
How do you have them to watch games with your... It says a business mogul. So that we thank you after this program.
Anyway, it has to do with passion. You know
Yes.
what you have passion for. No matter how stressful it is, you find yourself just doing it with joy.
Yes.
So I feel that's one thing that is helping me out.
Well spoken, well spoken. Sport lovers, I'm sure you had your pen and paper trapped because Faith was dishing out points. Football Academy, no do reach this one. Guys, I'll see you on Monday to discuss trending issues and mind-blowing things that took place, that will take place in the world of sports over the next couple of hours. As we speak, things might be happening. Things will happen tomorrow. Things will happen on Sunday. Things will still happen on Monday. Then your sports coach, Regina Monday, will be here to present it to you on a very, very, very hot plate. I'll definitely be here on Monday. Please stay safe. Don't go to Ukraine, please. Please enjoy the rest of the day. Thank
You
so
too.
much.
Thank you very much.
Guys,
Bye.
this is Sports Free on AM Television. Have a nice day.